Hi guys, and welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I will explain how you can unlock the different secrets of Naxxramas and all the different old and ancient recipes and plans from Naxxramas and also from Scholomance and other dungeons from Classic WoW. And also I will explain how you can unlock the ability to craft tier 3 set armors. So this is a video that is going to be a little bit long, but bear with me, and hopefully by the end you will be able to do all these different things and hopefully to make a lot of gold and also to get some really nice transmog items with all these different things. Before I start, I really want to thank the Secret Finding Discord because they have been the ones working on all of that for a couple of weeks, and it was really nice to see like all the effort they've put into finding all these different secrets. So a big thanks to them. And hopefully you will find this guide as useful as they have been so far. Also, just a couple of things for you to start as efficiently as possible doing this grind. First of all, if you have a character that already has a pretty good level with the reputation with the Argent Dawn, what you can do is use this character because basically you will need to be at least honored with the Argent Dawn in order to do parts of this process. Keep in mind, this is extremely easy if you are not yet honored to get at least revered in not even maybe 10-15 minutes. So you can still do it, but just something that I want to quickly mention. Also, what I would always recommend you to do is to get this foot buff with you because you will have to do most of this grind inside the different dungeons and also inside Naxxramas. So this is really useful in order to do it a little bit faster. And finally, you will need a couple of materials in order to complete certain quests and everything. So I would recommend you to get all these different materials. As you can see, there is the list right now on the screen. So make sure that you have all these different materials with you, and like that you won't have to each time go back to the auction house, buy everything, and then come back to continue the farm. So get all of that with you, and now we will be able to start. So the first step is for you to unlock this one right here, the Memory of Scholomance. And as you can see, it will unlock the Memory of Scholomance. So in order to do this achievement, you will already need to do a couple of things. First of all, the main requirement in order to do that is to have this toy right here, Krastinov's Bag of Horrors. This is a toy that will normally drop 100% sure when you kill the boss Dr. Theolen Krastinov inside the Mist of Pandaria version of Scholomance in heroic difficulty. The one little issue with that is that this boss is not always up. You need to go and to kill at least all the different boss before him in order for you to have a chance at actually seeing him. And when you do so, so again, you will need to kill at least Rattlegore. When you do so, you will have a chance at seeing him spawn. And then, if he spawns, then you will definitely get the toy. Again, the only issue is that it is not always up. So, what you can do if you have a couple of alts is to make sure to go do that with all your different alts. Unfortunately, you will have to use your ID for the day because there is no other way to know if the boss is up or not. Try to do that with all your different alts, and hopefully, at some point, this boss will be up and you will be able to get the toy. Also, keep in mind, if you don't have the toy, but you have a friend who has the toy, you can join the group and you can do all these first parts together. So this is also a nice way to do it with a friend. Now, when you have this toy with you, what you want to do is enter Scholomance in normal difficulty, and you want to go and kill the last boss, Darkmaster Gandling. When you kill this last boss, after that, you want to go on top of where his main room is located, and you want to enter the top center room. And inside this room, you will be able to find a little pile of bone with one bone that is a little bit more bright. So what you want to do here is simply use the toy, Krastinov's Bag of Horrors. And as you can see, a ghost will appear in front of you. This is Eva. What you can do after that is simply remove the buff from the toy. And suddenly Eva will become kind of friendly to you, and you will be able to start interacting with her. Just have a few dialogues with her, and then she will reward you with one item, and then you can also pick up Eva's Femur on the ground. So make sure to pick up the bone in order to have both items. Once this is done, all you want to do is exit Scholomance, then you want to go at the entrance. Here you will be able to see the ghost of Eva and her husband. What you want to do is use your item with all the different materials that are needed, and like that it will transform this essence into a spectral essence, and this is a trinket that will then allow you to see the ghost in Caer, Darrow, the little town where Scholomance is located. So make sure to equip the trinket. After that, you will be able to start talking to Eva, and Eva will basically ask you to gather a couple of items in order to perform a ritual. First, you want to go back inside Scholomance, and here, just before the room where the final boss Darkmaster Gandling is located, you will be able to find this Eva's journal book on one of the bookshelves in the viewing room. So as you can see, this is really just located just here. So just click on it, and like that you will be able to get this epic item. After that, you want to make your way to the Eastern Plaguelands, and more especially, you want to go into the little town named Corinne's Crossing. Here, you want to enter this building, and just before the stairs, as you can see, you will be able to find a painting on the wall. So just pick up the painting, and it's all good. Then you want to make your way to Stratholme. And here you basically want to enter, you want to turn left and then turn left again. And normally around this area, you will be able to find this undelivered shipment of smokes. So this is an evergreen item that you can pick up, and then you can exit Stratholme. After that, you want to make your way to the south part of the Eastern Plaguelands, and more especially in Darrowshire. And here at this location, you will be able to find this Trampled Doll. So just pick it up. After that, you want to go in the Western Plaguelands. You want to go in the town of Andorhal. And here you want to enter this building. And next to the boss, basically on the wall, you will be able to pick up this Deed of Andorhal. Again, just pick it up. And then you can make your way back to where Scholomance is located. Then, when you arrive in Caer, Darrow, where again Scholomance is located, you can pick up this fountain water next to the fountain. Then you want to try and find a couple of ghost vendors that will trade you these different items for some candles. So the first one is Artist Rentprey. He's located just here on the map, and as you can see, he will trade you the imported candle. After that, we have Rory that is located just on the docks, not far. And this time, this vendor will trade you the tobacco field candle. Then you want to go see Sammy that is located just next to the water fountain, and this vendor will give you the ghost warding candle. After that, you want to go talk to Joseph Dirte, who will give you the stinky candle, and as you can see, is located just here in the town. And finally, there is Magistrate Marduk, that is located at the top portion of Andorhal, and this final vendor will trade you the authentic Andorhal candle. So now that you have all these different items, what you want to do is enter the main house where there is the entrance for Scholomance, but instead of turning left where there is the entrance for Scholomance, you want to go right, and you want to go in the furthest room when you arrive. When you're here, basically, you will be able to then click on Eva's journal, and it will start a ritual. And when you finish this ritual, you will then be able to get this achievement, the Memory of Scholomance, and you will be granted access to the old Scholomance dungeon. Now, the next thing you want to do is click on this scepter, and you will be teleported into the old Scholomance. When you arrive inside the old Scholomance, all you want to do is go in the room where there is the boss Rattlegore. When you arrive in this room, all you want to do is turn directly on your left, and on the first pile of bone you will find near the entrance, you will be able to click on this little item, and like that you will receive the cracked Argent commission. Normally, if you have with you the different materials needed, here it's 1 righteous orbs and some true silver bars, you will be able to then combine this cracked commission and create this Argent commission instead. This is another trinket that you can also equip. After that, all you want to do is kill Rattlegore, and he will drop a key. So again, make sure that you are wearing the Argent commission before doing any of these other steps. Then you want to make your way to this other part of the dungeon. Here you will be able to use the key to open this door. And then all you want to do is go in the final room, and you will have to kill Darkmaster Gandling, again wearing this Argent commission trinket. In order for the last boss to spawn, you want to kill all the other bosses that are located in all these other rooms that are around. So make sure to kill all of them. And when you kill the last one, normally the boss should spawn. And again, you just want to kill him wearing the Argent commission trinket. When he dies, you will then be able to receive the Darkmaster Scourgestone. And this is a quest item that will start the quest Darkmaster Scourgestone. After that, you can exit Scholomance. And you want to go again in the Eastern Plaguelands, and you want to go in the Lights Hope Chapel and talk with Duke Nicholas Zverinov. He will be the one finishing this quest. And now you have unlocked the ability to obtain Scourgestones in both Stratholme and Scholomance when you are killing the different bosses. After that, you want to make your way to Stratholme. You want to use the main door. And here, what you want to do is simply enter, and you want to kill a couple of mobs, and normally this Eye of Naxxramas will spawn. So you just want to loot this Eye of Naxxramas, and you will receive a Ward of Naxxramas, which is a green item. What you want to do is then try to find a case and try to get some of the Stratholme Holy Water. Normally you have some of these supply crates a little bit everywhere in the dungeon, so just make sure to get some of them. And then you want to make your way to the Crusader's Cathedral, and especially you want to come in this specific location. Where you are here, you want to click on the Ward of Naxxramas. It will summon this little portal, and here you want to use the Stratholme Holy Water on this little portal. And suddenly you will receive a buff, and what you want to do is basically just run and go to the other parts of the dungeon, the undead part. When you arrive in this part, you want to make sure to kill all the different bosses on your way, and also inside each of these little buildings, you want to go and kill all the different mobs that are inside. So kill the bosses and then the mobs behind them. And normally like that, you will be able to unlock the final room. Then you want to kill all the different mobs. You want to kill the final boss. And normally after maybe a few minutes, you will be able to go and kill the last boss. And when you kill the last boss, you just want to exit this room. And again, as you can see, you want to go directly here. Here you will be able to basically break the commission. And like that, you will be able to kill the mob called the End of Naxxramas. So this is something you will have to do in 5 minutes. If unfortunately you are too slow, then you will have to exit and do it again. So you will have to simply reset the dungeon and get a new ward in order to then summon this End of Naxxramas again. So after that, all you want to do is go back to the Lights Hope Chapel, and you want to look for the Archmage Angela dos Santos. If she is not located in the chapel, it means that she is probably just in front of the Tears and part of the map, so just go there instead. When you arrive, you will normally be able to then talk with her, and then you will receive a quest. This quest will require you to be minimum honored with the Argent, and then depending on your reputation, you will need different type of materials. For instance, here, as you can see, I had to give some large brilliant shards and some arcane crystals in order to be able to then complete this quest because I was revered. And finally, when you complete the quest, you will receive the achievement Wards of the Dread Citadel that will allow you to then unlock the ancient secrets within Naxxramas. And as you can see, you will then be able to find this little Sumstone in the Eastern Plaguelands. And when you click on it, you will be able to directly be summoned to Naxxramas. And you also have inside Naxxramas a portal that will teleport you back to the Eastern Plaguelands. If you don't have the reputation with the Argent, what you can do is simply go at the border between the Eastern Plaguelands and the Western Plaguelands. Here you will find Fiona and a little carriage. Fiona will basically give you a quest, and you will need to do this series of quests in order to then directly be revered with the Argent. So these different quests include Jidwin Goldbraids, Just Encased, Greasing the Wheel, Tarenar Sunstrike, What I Do Best, A Gift for Fiona, Onward to Lights Hope Chapel, Traveling Companions, Rough Roads, The Trek Continues, Boys Will Be Boys, A Boyhood Dream, and finally Argent Call, The Trial of the Crypt. And normally like that, you will directly be revered with the Argent, and you will be able to complete this overquest and receive the achievement. Now, before we go to Naxxramas, you want to do a few things. First of all, you want to make sure to have 2 of the different Stratholme holy water with you. So just go back to Stratholme and get more of this different holy water. Also, you need to have at least 20 of the different invaders Scourgestone with you. So what I did personally is I just went back to Stratholme, I did 2 runs, and like that I was able to get all the different Scourgestones that I needed. In total, again, you need 20 of them. And you also want to, again, buy 3 dark runes and 1 black coffee from the auction house. Normally, this is something you should have with you already, but if you don't, make sure to have that before going to Naxxramas. Now you're ready for the final part of this process, and this is probably the most interesting one. So all you want to do is make your way to the Sumstone in the Eastern Plaguelands, and you want to go to Naxxramas. When you arrive to Naxxramas, what I would recommend you to do is to start by going through the Arachnid quarters. Here you want to go and kill the first boss. Also, one thing I want to stress is the fact that you will be able to find some frozen runes all around the walls. So make sure to pick them up because you will probably need them in order to do some of the crafts, or you can also sell them later on the auction house. And you also want to kill some of the mobs because like that you will be able to get some of the Warthorn scraps that again are materials that you will need to craft most of the new items from Naxxramas. So when you kill the first boss, you then want to stay in this room and you want to fish in this little pool of green water. Here you will be at some point able to get the Abomination's Chain. This is a green item. And after that, you just want to continue. You want to make your way to the Grand Widow Faralina, the second boss in this quarter. And when you kill this second boss, you will be able to receive the Faralina's Sewing Kit. After that, you just want to go kill Mexena, the last boss, and go back. And this time, you want to change and go to the Construct quarter. When you arrive in this final quarter, as soon as you enter, as you can see on the right, you will be able to go, and here you will be able to find the Construct's hook. Then what you want to do is click on these different items, and they will be combined into this makeshift grappling hook. You can use this, and it will allow you to then use all these different grapples inside the raid. Then after that, what I would recommend you to do is to simply clear the entire raid. So each time you kill a boss, you will be able to receive one of the Corruptor's Scourgestone. This is this green item. So in total, normally you will be able to get quite a lot of them, 15. And this is after that you will be able to unlock the vendor in order to get all the different recipes, including the different items that you need to craft the tier 3 sets. So in order to unlock this vendor, what you want to do is go back to Thaddeus' room. When you're here, you want to use the grappling on this specific location. As you can see, you will be able to click on it, and you will then be able to go to this other platform. Then you want to repeat that, and as you can see, you will have to do it for a couple of more times. And finally, at some point, you will be able to arrive on this final platform. So here, you just want to really make sure to not fall or anything like that. You can always start again, but at least you will be able to do it fast. And then when you arrive, you will see this vendor that will be sleeping on the ground. Here, you just want to use the Stratholme Holy Water on him. And like that, he will suddenly wake up. Then you just have to talk to him and he will give you this quest, the Inconvenience Fee. So here you will need a couple of items in order to then complete the quest, including 5 of the Corruptor's Scourgestone, some of the Invaders' Scourgestone, 3 Dark Runes, and 1 of the Black Coffee. And when you have all of that, you will then be able to complete and to see what he is selling. So as you can see, this vendor is selling a lot of really interesting items. The one that I really want to insist on is the slime covered scroll. This will allow you to reveal a random ancient recipe from Naxxramas. So this is the item that is going to be really useful if you want to make a lot of gold, because you can either get some nice BOE plants and recipes that you can then sell on the auction house, or also you can decide to use them and then craft all these different items. So definitely something that I think is going to be really, really useful. As you can see, you need 12 of the bargaining chips, so this is not something that you will be able to buy very easily. Keep in mind, in order to get 15 of them, you can run 1 Naxxramas. So you can, for instance, if you only want to run Naxxramas, get 15 per week per character. So it means one of these different scrolls per character per week. Of course, you can also then just go and farm all the different invaders Scourgestone in Stratholme and Scholomance, and like that you will be able to get more of them. But keep in mind, you will need quite a lot in order to buy a lot of these different slime-covered scrolls. Next to that, we have all the different items that you need in order to craft the tier 3 sets. So you will need a couple of things in order to craft these different items. First of all, you will need one of these different lamented pieces of gear, as you can see. In order to get this item, you want to buy some of these dented items here. So let's say, for instance, you want the helm. You will have to buy this dented raider's helmet, and as you can see, it will cost you 3 bargaining chips, and you will have a chance at then getting the lamented crusader's helmet. This is not guaranteed, so sometimes you will need to actually buy 3 or 4 of them in order to get at least one of these lamented crusader's helmets. When you have the helmet, you then need to use one of these other items. For instance, here, if you want to craft the tier 3 warrior, you will need to get the Undef metal. And as you can see, it will repair a piece of lamented crusader's equipment with corrupted materials, partially restoring it to its former glory. And these different materials are the following ones. As you can see, you will need a lot of the different righteous orbs, and especially a lot of these different phylacteries. In total, you will need 1,400 of these phylacteries for a full set, and as you can see, you can buy each one of them for 2,000 gold on this vendor, and this is the only source for this item. So in total, you will need 2.8 million gold just in vendor mats in order to actually get the full tier 3 sets. So when you have all these different items with you, you can then purify the item and you will receive, for instance, if you're playing on a warrior, the helm for the tier 3 dreadnought set. So the one thing that is really important to keep in mind is that in order to get these different, for instance, Undef metal, the Scourge scale, the language lever, and the curse cloth, you will need to either craft it yourself, and in order to get these different patterns and recipes, you will need to have first the Drop Dead Gorgeous achievement. This achievement requires you to already have a tier 3 full set on your character, and like that, when you have that unlocked, you can then buy all these different patterns and plants. And if you don't have this achievement and you cannot craft that yourself, then you will have to do it through the crafting order system. So this is something you have to try and find someone, and hopefully you will find someone that can craft all these different items for you. Keep in mind, in total, you will need, if you want the full set again, 8 of these different materials, because each time you will need to use them in order to then get these different purify items. So this is something that is going to take quite a lot of time, but as you can see, everything is here. I will make a follow-up video on this topic because I think it's pretty complex, and I just want to make sure to really spend a little bit more time explaining how you can get these different tier sets as easy as possible, let's say. But right now, let's focus on the rest of all the different things you can get with the secrets of Naxxramas. Now, let's talk about all the different blue sets that you can craft from the old Naxxramas. So these include, for instance, the Ice Plane, the Polar, the Icy Scale, and the Glacial sets. In order to do that, you will have to get a few more items and to do a few more things. The first item you will need is Omarion's Handbook. In order to get this epic item, you want to go at the beginning of the military quarter. And here, as you can see inside this cage, you will be able to pick up the item. It will start a quest. All you want to do is go back to the Hope Life's Chapel in the Eastern Plagueland. So again, you can use the portal that is inside Naxxramas. And then inside the chapel, you want to complete the quest. Here, normally you won't be able to see any other patterns or plants other than the cape. So what you want to do is then make your way back to Naxxramas, because in Naxxramas you will need to pick up in total 16 pages, 4 for each of the different professions. And with these different pages, you can then go back and you will then be able to unlock all these different BOB plants and recipes. So it's important to note a couple of things. First of all these different pages are located here, as you can see from the map. There are 4 pages per quarter, and each of them are specific to each profession. So for instance, in the Arachnid quarter, you will be able to get all the different tailoring professions. Then in the military quarter, you will be able to get all the different blacksmithing profession. And finally, in the 2 other quarters, you will be able to get the different leatherworking patterns, because again, keep in mind you have both mail and leather armor pieces. For the first one, what you can do is go in the Arachnid quarter, and here in the middle, you will be able to pick up the first few pages. And as you can see, these are pages 3 and 4. So these are really easy to get. Then you want to make your way to the room just after Faralina. And here, normally inside some of these little white eggs, you will be able to find the overpage for tailoring. And this time, this is page 5 and 6. Then you want to make your way to Mexena's room, the final boss of this quarter, and then you want to click on this little grappling hook, and like that you will then be able to go, and a little bit further you will be able to get pages 7 and 8 for tailoring. Finally, you want to make your way towards this pool of green water in between the Arachnid and the Construct quarters, and here at the bottom you will be able to find the final pages for tailoring, pages 1 and 2. After that, you will be very close to the room where there is Stadius. So here you want to go back, and basically you want to use the same little grapplings that you used before. And normally, just by following what you did before in order to access the vendor, you will be able at some point to find the different pages for leather working. Then you want to use the portal near Thaddeus, and you want to go back to the entrance of the Construct quarter. Then you want to go to Globulus's room. Here again, you will find one of these grapplings. Just click on it, and then you want to go towards the end, and normally you will find the other pages. Then after that, you want to go on the pipe that connects Globulus and Glut's room. And here, as you can see on the side, you will be able to click on another item, and here you will find other pages for leatherworking. Then you want to go back to this main pipe, and just before arriving in the room where there is Glut, you will be able to go and click on one of these little grapplings. So here again, after that, you will have to do a couple of ones. You will have to jump on some of the other pipes. So as you can see, this is something that will probably require you a few tries because it's easy to fail. And normally like that, in the end, you will be able to receive the final pages from this quarter. Then you want to go to the military quarter for all the different blacksmithing plans. These are the most interesting in my opinion. In the room just before Razuvius, you will find this little grappling on the edge. So again, just click on it, and then you want to go on all the different edges of the room. And at the end of the edge, you will be able to find the first page for blacksmithing. After that, at the entrance again of this same room, you will be able to find a little grappling. So just click on it. And then, like that, you will again have to go all along the edge. And at the end, just at the entrance of where there is the other boss room, you will be able to find the other page. And finally, in the last room where there are the 4 horsemen, you just want to go directly when you arrive on the left. And here you will be able very easily to find the last page for blacksmithing. After that, you want to make your way to the entrance of the Plague Quarter. Here directly when you arrive on the left, they will have a meat wagon. You just want to go there, and as you can see on top of it, you will be able to find the first pages from this quarter. Then you want to go and make your way to the room just after Noth, and here you will have at some point a couple of mushrooms. Just make your way to these mushrooms, and on top of one of them, you will be able to find the other 2 pages. After that, you want to go in the final room where there is the final boss for this specific quarter. And here, as you can see, you will very easily be able to find the pages at the bottom next to this little door. Finally, when you exit this room, you will be able to go on the outer ring. And here you want to go back almost to where Noth is located. And normally when arriving here, you will be on top of this room. And here you will find the final page that you need. So after that, you want to make your way back to the Lights Hope Chapel and you want to talk to Omarion. And as you can see, when you deliver all the pages, you will receive the achievement. And also you will then be able to start purchasing all these different plants and patterns and to craft all these really, really interesting items, especially again, the plate sets. So in order to get the currency to buy these different plants and recipes, you want to go just outside, and here as you can see, you will be able to exchange some of the different Corruptors, Scourgestones for some of these different tokens, and same also with the different Invaders Scourgestones. So then you want to get some of these Argent Valor token, and you can exchange them for some of these different recipes and plants. It's important to note that you can also use these different tokens in order to purchase some random plants and recipes in the Light's Hope Chapel, but I would not recommend you to do it because as you can see, you will have a chance at getting all these different ones, and none of them are really interesting. So just make sure to keep that instead in order to buy the currency inside Naxxramas and buy the Overscroll and get these more valuable, interesting plants and recipes. So that's pretty much it. Normally now you will be able to start farming all these different items and start crafting all of them. I know it's kind of a lengthy process, but I think it's still very interesting. And hopefully this guide again will help you to make it as easy as possible. I will be back very soon with more guides and more videos. Especially I will try to explain how you can make as much profit as possible with all these different activities. And also, as I said, I will try to make a follow-up video to really explain how you can get your hands on all the different tier 3 sets. With that being said, I wish you all a great rest of the day, a great farm, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!